All right, everybody, welcome back to episode 3 on Kinlaig. What an eventful night. I was not expecting to hear from our neighbor, Mr. Jones. That's really nice of him. I mean, I feel bad for him that his family doesn't want to take over his farm since he's retiring and going to travel the world, but giving us the equipment so we can harvest our potatoes and then letting us lease his property next door, that's going to be really good for us. So we're going to definitely have to repay Mr. Jones somehow one day. But yeah, so he's leasing us some equipment, so we're going to be able to get our potatoes hopefully harvested today. And then we'll have to look at possibly leasing his property. We're going to have to see what the final contract on that looks like. But yeah, here we are in September. So let's run over here. He said he left the keys and the equipment for us. So yeah, here's a nice little potato harvester. And he said the only thing he can't help us with is storage on the potatoes. So he said if we can get it running, he said he has a little box truck over here that if it'll run, he said we can use it and transport the potatoes. He said you didn't have to spend any money on harvesting or anything like that. So whatever you get from the potatoes is better than getting nothing at all. So right now we're looking at the price, 200s, middle 200s. We're not at the lowest, we're not at the highest. So yeah, we'll be able to harvest it hopefully. He said he wasn't sure if all the parts was on the equipment either. So we'll have to get this over to the field to see if we're going to have to get any extra equipment with it. Yep, keys are in here. It fired right up. Oh, come on, car. Go. I'm not even near you. Alright, whatever. We'll try to make this turn. It's a big piece of equipment. Compared to our little Can-Am that we've been harvesting trees with. Alright, let's get over here. Is there no... Oh, there's no gate going into our property. Never realized that. Alright, let's see here. We need to unfold it. Okay, looks good. Let's move bunk up. Is that to like unload it, or is that what we need it like all the time? Alright, let's turn the harvest. Yep, we gotta lower the bunk to turn it on. I feel like there's got to be another control that we're missing. Yeah, because that's the weight. There we go. Lower harvester. Oops. It'd help if I kept the right button on. Alright, let's see what happens. Yep, we're able to harvest. So we're going to turn on some steering assist here. See what these lines look like. It says uh-oh. We gotta... There we go. Now we're harvesting. Still don't think I'm in the right line, but this is the best we can do. We'll have to come back through and pick up the rest of the crops, but at least this is giving us a good line to go off of. Yeah, so this is probably the best thing that could have happened to us. I'm so glad Mr. Jones has been watching us before we left. So hopefully he has good travels. But yeah, we'll probably hop this into a time lapse, guys, and we'll see you on the other side.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do, well I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. I have no regrets, yeah, I'll tat up my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in debt. Been stabbed in the back bed, I'll show you what happens. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. So fight and die for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and see life do what you want. So fight and die for.
Alright, I had to do a bit of a time hop there, guys. I did not realize how long a potato harvest takes. I had to do a time hop because it was taking so long. I also had to slow down time. I mean, we're still at 1700 hours for the day, so this day is really gone. This whole episode is going to be a time lapse of just potato harvesting and then a giant time hop. This took a couple hours. I remember why I extremely dislike root crops. But this is the last load of potatoes. There's a couple potatoes left in the field. I'm not going to stress over those. We are down to $1,100 with the cost of using Mr. Jones's GPS system in the harvester, so we did use a lot of money. But if we was to do this entire harvest just ourselves without the aid of technology, uh, yeah, it would have been a very, very, very long day. But luckily with technology, we was able to get it done in a semi-timely manner. Um, Once we get this down to the rail yard, we'll look to see our total harvest and go from there. So I'm trying to think of what crop we want to put back in that field. It's a decent sized field, because we could plant crops in there, and then Mr. Jones also gave us the option to lease and possibly buy the rest of his land. Um, so that's another option that we can always look towards. We will have to be returning his tractor, potato harvester, and of course this truck will also be getting returned to him, as he's going to be selling them before he uh, moves away. So fortunately, we do have to give back some of this really nice equipment and go back to cutting down trees until the potatoes sell. I think the potatoes sell in 2 months, so yeah. When we get up here, we're going to do both pricing and try to figure out our total harvest from these potatoes. And like I said, I will never put potatoes back in there. Now, if we do a real harvester that does more than 2 rows at a time, maybe, but yeah, potatoes have a lot of volume and a lot of weight, so let's get this dumped in here, then we'll look to see how much we have. All right. So let's go down here. So that harvest almost got us 110,000 liters. So 110 will be that. Best price could be 255. So when we do go to sell it, 255 times 110. So we'll make about $28,000. So well, we made a little bit of money. If it wasn't for Mr. Jones, I don't think we'd made any money because we'd just let the crops go to waste. So yeah, we'll be selling those in a couple months in December, unless we get really good pricing before then. Right now, it looks like 228. So, um, also while these harvesters was going, I did load up a load of logs. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and run these down to the sawmill real quick. Run these down to the sawmill. Let's go ahead and change our time setting back to ×5. Like I said, I had to slow down time because we was going to run out of daylight to harvest our potatoes, and they had to be harvested this month. So let's run down this mountain over here. Mr. Jones will pick up all his equipment, and once we get down here and sell these logs, we'll go ahead and end our day and move on to the next day. This is like episode, I think, the end of episode 3. So we've got a lot accomplished. We got a lot more to go. But yeah, let's hop down here to the sawmill, sell these, and we'll see how much money we make. Alright, we're almost to the sawmill. I kind of wanted to spend the last couple minutes before we got to the sawmill talking about this tree. This is a pine tree, but this was a massive pine tree. Look how little these log sections are. And that's just barely where I could cut and carry them. Like, before we were splitting them into like halves and fours. This time I was able to figure out where to cut them for like the most bang. But we got a lot of weight on this trailer, so we should make at least, I'd say at least $1,200. That's what I'm hoping for. $1,200 would be a good number. $2,900, guys. That's really, really good. I will say those trees, they definitely take a lot longer to process, just for the fact of they're so large. There's so much mass at the bottom of that tree. Like, the top of the tree is not too bad, but the bottom was just massive. But yeah, so with the selling of that, the sun setting up there in the corner, we're going to call this the end of episode 3, guys. Got a lot done this episode. If only you guys could have been there for the entire potato harvest. That thing took forever. No wonder Mr. Jones is getting out of farming. His harvester, it took forever. So this is the end of this day, and I will catch you all next time.